At the church, the pastor is praying when he remembers the late chairman's confession about seeing the devil. She told him how she couldn't stop herself from doing evil things at that time, so when someone tried to stop her, she chased after that person in fear that he would expose her wrongdoings. After the performance, Do-hee and Gu-won go to Gu-won's clock room. Do-hee asks Gu-won about his past life. He narrates that his name is Soo-yi-soon, and he took his own life because he didn't want to go to heaven. Do-hee hugs him as if comforting him. Then Gu-won told Do-hee that he would make it a happy ending no, and he opened his closed hand, and a firefly came out. Just like in the river, a bunch of fireflies danced and lit up the room. Approaching the lady god sitting on a bench, Gu-won takes a seat beside her and asks about what he should do with the incoming misfortune that awaits him and Do-hee's fate. The lady god informs him that happiness will lose its meaning if there is no misfortune. The next morning, Gu-won woke up Do-hee and told her they would eat homemade food. Do-hee rushed to the dining table but saw nothing, and then Gu-won used his power, and a sumptuous homemade breakfast appeared on the table. On their way to work, Do-hee tells Gu-won that it will be their first Christmas together. Then Do-hee thought about her parents when they saw an accident along the way. Gu-won meets up with Sok-hoon to talk about Do-hee's trauma over her parents' passing. At the company, Do-hee's team is proposing to use the Sunwoo Foundation to promote their product. Gu-won approves of their proposal. At the board meeting, Sok-min is starting to use his power as the new CEO to cut off workers and tighten the company's budget. Se-ra remembers her last visit to Do-kyung and what he said to her while scratching her already bruised arm. While working on some papers, Do-hee fell asleep. Gu-won saw her, dreaming of the time she was still a child, alone in the dark forest, calling her father and mother. Then she sees the back of a man standing in front of her. It is Gu-won. Gu-won hugs the little Do-hee. Then the grown-up Do-hee appears. She wishes to see her deceased loved ones. Gu-won made it come true, and they came back home and saw her parents with Chairman Chi and Suk happily decorating the Christmas tree. They called Do-hee to put the star on the Christmas tree. Then, Gu-won brings in the cake, and they happily celebrate Christmas Eve. When Do-hee woke up, she heard Gu-won frustrated at something. It turns out that Gu-won wants to decorate the Christmas tree with Do-hee. They did what a normal, loving couple would do. They feed each other, brush each other's teeth, even hold hands in the elevator, and sneak a few kisses in the elevator. Gu-won gave Do-hee a necklace as a gift. On the other hand, Da-jeng takes Bok-ju to his work, but Bok-ju forgot to give Da-jeng the lunchbox he made for her. Sok-min invited Soo-an and Do-hee to have a family dinner. While Gu-won is choosing flowers to give to Do-hee, he sees his fingers burning. He needs to make a deal. And then he sees a man in front of an ATM. He offers a deal so that his fingers will stop burning. The wild dogs saw Gu-won and learned about his true identity. Gu-won goes back to the flower shop to buy flowers for Do-hee. Bok-ju attempts to disguise himself to bring the lunchbox to Da-jeng, but everyone recognizes him, and they pretended to fight when they nearly got caught by the employees. A bouquet of flowers that has the meaning of happiness was brought by Gu-won to Do-hee in her office. Clearly, happiness is written all over Do-hee's face as she receives the flowers. A frail, sick-looking Se-ra is standing in front of the fireplace holding her pills, but suddenly drops all of them. Then, carrying a bag, she unlocks Sok-min's safe and attempts to put what is inside the safe into her bag. Until she saw the demon's manual, Sok-min saw her. And he asks her how much she knows. Even though Gu-won doesn't want to have dinner with Sok-min, Do-hee tells him that she knows she is safe whenever she is with him. At the family dinner, Gu-won saw the scratches on Se-ra's arm. Sok-min asks for peace with the family and support. He orders Soo-an to apologize to Do-hee, and then he suddenly asks them to transfer their shares to him. Sok-hoon immediately answers no, and Do-hee leaves as her way of answering his request. Then Do-hee asks Sok-min if he really has no idea what Do-kyung is up to, leading to all the crimes he admitted. Sok-min starts to use his power. As the fund committee has been reported for fraud, Sok-hoon was informed by Sok-min's action. But as he confronts Sok-min face to face, Sok-min challenges him to find out who has more power as he initiates Sok-hoon's termination. At the Sunwoo Foundation, Gu-won is at his office while Bok-ju is cleaning the room. Bok-ju asks him about the manual. When Gu-won remembers that Do-hee wants to read the manual, he suddenly has the urge to find it. He sees Se-ra surrounded by a lot of security. A call from Sok-hoon was received by Do-hee, informing her about how Sok-min is revealing his true colors now. She immediately went to confront Sok-min in his office. and she tells him that she knows he wants to surpass what his mother has done. And then a clue that he was the devil's spawn was revealed by him. Doohee quickly caught him by his words. He then points a finger at Doohee for all the things he had done, especially to the chairman. Doohee asks him why he killed his own mother, but Seokmin told her that she should thank her because of what he did. Because apparently, her parents' deaths were not an accident. Madam Chun-suk caused the deaths of her parents. Meanwhile, at the hospital, after the nurse left Se-ra's room, Gu-won appeared. But Se-ra seems not startled by the fact that Gu-won appears out of nowhere. He asks Se-ra if she knew of a green hardcover book because Do-kyung had taken it before. Se-ra lied out of fear, saying she didn't know it. Gu-won told her to call him if he finds the book, because it may be her way out of hell. Not believing Seok-min's words about her parents' accident, Doohee knows that Madam Chun-suk is not capable of doing it. But Seok-min had a recording of the heated confrontation between Chun-suk and her parents. Even after hearing it, Doohee doesn't want to believe it. Seok-min then strangles Doohee, but she was able to reach a pen and strike it at Seok-min's arm. He didn't let it distract him and continued strangling her. Meanwhile, Se-ra can't stay still and runs to tell Gu-won that Seok-min is the one who murdered the chairman and Do-kyung, as well as the one who attempts to kill Doohee.